Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a you versus them love reading for Aquarius. We'll explore your energy, the energy of the person on your mind, and the dynamic between you, not to fix or chase anyone, but to support your clarity, self-trust, and emotional steadiness. As always, take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Aquarius, please. All right, your person's energy, we have the Eight of Cups. Your energy, the Queen of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What's going on between the two of you is the Eight of Swords in reverse, okay? And your person, the Tower. Okay, so I feel like your person, Aries, Scorpio energy, is in the midst of some sort of major transformation or transition. The Eight of Cups tells me they're walking away from someone or something. Maybe you feel like they've turned their back on you or this connection, but I don't really think so. What I'm kind of getting is I think this person is going through some sort of major ending, maybe even a move, maybe a relationship, maybe just really transforming bad habits or transforming themselves. And with this Eight of Cups, it's like she's walking away from this tower, but looking at this relationship and looking directly at you. So I actually think you have someone who's coming towards you. Okay, but they're going through something, or they have been through something major. So maybe they've recently changed jobs or careers. Okay, maybe they're coming to your job. Maybe they've just moved to your area. Maybe they're leaving a relationship. All right. And we see here the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, your person is working hard on finding independence, finding their footing in this new cycle or this new version of themselves, okay? They're viewing you, Aquarius, as the Seven of Swords, okay? So they may feel like you're a little bit avoidant. They may feel like there's an element of secrecy here, like they don't know enough about you. They may be questioning whether or not this is a healthy connection or this is something that they should really invest in right now. It almost feels like they need more information, but I can kind of feel like the world might seem like a little bit of a scary or a new place for this person, right? Like because they've been through a move, because they're recently single, because they, just recently quit drinking or partying or something like that. So I do think you've got someone here who's still trying to find their footing, going through a major transformation, still looking at bad habits that need to be uprooted. And I feel like they're definitely unsteady, or they're unsure about you and whether or not this is the right connection. Well, you are in your power here with the Queen of Wands. I mean, she's one of my favorites. She's sexy, she's passionate, she's powerful, she's successful, she's really attractive. And we see the Seven of Cups in reverse. And you have clarity. And that's something I feel like this person doesn't quite have right now. I feel like they've been shown a lot of contrast. They know what they don't want. They're walking away from people, situations, things that aren't in alignment with them, but they're not sure that you're in alignment with this new version of them or who you are. Because for a lot of you, I feel like this is a newer connection, and I'm giving you some of the details about what's going on behind the scenes. I think you see very clearly that you have sweet feelings for this person. I think you're very attracted to this person. I think you feel some sort of special connection. And you're viewing them as the Sun card, Leo energy. So I feel like this person has brought some sort of light into your life. I feel like this person, makes you happy. I think you see that there's potential for growth and expansion, alignment here. But what's going on between the two of you is the Eight of Swords in reverse. And I think this is more coming from this person. They're recently ending a karmic cycle and they're not sure. And I think you also recognize that. So you may be, really in your head about this connection as well, because it feels like you're ready, you're clear, you're happy, you're high vibrational. And it feels like your person, again, is still trying to suss things out, okay? And we see they're viewing the connection, though, as the Justice card. Libran energy. So again, they're trying to take a more cerebral approach to should I, shouldn't I? Is there balance? Do we complement each other well? Is it the right time? And you're viewing the relationship as the Ace of Wands. So Aquarius, it's like you're rip-roaring, ready to go. You're attracted to this person. You feel like it's in alignment. You're ready for something new. And we have the Three of Cups. All right. So yeah, it's like you're happy to see this person. You're happy to date this person. And I feel for a lot of you, it's somebody new on the scene. It's somebody new in your life. But if you're trying to figure out why something feels a little bit off, well, this is why, because of this major transformation. And I really stand by, I feel like this person is trying to find their footing in this new skin, right? I know that sounds so weird, but like in this new era, let's say they were in a long-term relationship for a long time and they suddenly find themselves single. Well, the world and the dating pool can seem like a really scary place. If they've moved, let's say they just came from another country or a brand new city or something, or they're in a brand new city or something like that. I'm not sure that this person's necessarily scared, right? But it's like kind of like, I need to get my bearings. I don't know what's what. But they are weighing this connection up. And I also feel like with that Justice card, they do feel something special here. They do feel like this could be a connection that's in balance or balanced or brings them harmony. Okay, so your person, we see refuge, all right? So if you're wondering why this person has maybe gone quiet or has been a little bit silent or has pulled back, I think we understand why. We see acceptance. So I feel like your person is in that acceptance phase, accepting that something had to come to an end. And that, they're accepting, they're finding their footing, they're accepting where they are right now, or in that process. And we see activation. But I love this because this is very much like a midsummer energy. So I feel like there's something about you, because look at your energy. Three of Cups, Queen of Wands, the Sun, Seven of Cups in reverse, the Ace of Wands. You are definitely activating something within this person. You definitely turn them on. You're definitely energizing them. But I just think that they're in the process of trying to metabolize everything that's going on, and especially some pretty big changes. Okay, so let's see. Let's see what we need to know about them. We see passion. So they definitely feel this passion I think they're getting from you, but they feel like there's insane chemistry here, that you two like each other equally, the Justice card. So they do like you as much as you like them, and having fun. Okay, so they definitely, that's your energy. That's what you bring to their life. But we see an addiction here. So some of you, they might be healing bad habits or addictions. Again, they might be on a sobriety journey. And if you've ever gone sober or been sober, you know that the world looks totally different, especially in the initial stages of sobriety. But for some of you, that's not the case. It's like they've gotten out of an unhealthy relationship, or maybe they got out of a toxic living situation or a family situation. I just feel like, I'm surprised we don't have the Fool card in their energy, right? Like, because it feels like they're embarking on a completely new path, and that's where they meet you, or that's how they've met you. But I do think this person still has a little bit of a block and a restraint, despite how much they like you, despite how much they're attracted to you, despite how much energy and activation you've infused into their life. Okay. So it may just be a little bit of a timing issue here, Aquarius, but let's see. What do we need to know? What do we need to know about them? All right, we see, or your energy, not them. We see cassette. So I can definitely see like how this is affecting you. You're replaying events over and over. So even though you're confident and you know what you bring to the table, I do think their behavior is making you question, right? Making you wonder like what's going on. Something might feel a little bit off. Did I say the wrong thing? Did I do the wrong thing? All right. And Spirit saying, be lighthearted when things come to light. Adapt, change, and heal. So I think what's coming to light here is this realization that this person is in the process of adapting. They're going through some major change, and they're also going through some major healing. And that can be a bit of a rocky road, right? It's not a straight line. All right, so let's see what we need to know about this connection. All right, so we see financial challenges are affecting this connection, so that could be the case. It can also be about this person bringing a little bit of an energy of lack to the connection, or they're feeling like something's missing. And not that something is missing from you, like you're not bringing enough or there's something off about you, but again, finding their footing in this new version of themselves or in this new world that they find themselves in. And we do see interference, an external party is intruding on this relationship. So, I mean, obviously that could be some sort of romantic rival here. It can be, addiction and healing. It could be, distance, right? Like they need to find their footing. Like interference doesn't have to be a person. It can be just that other stuff that's going on in their life. And it can also be energetic detritus or leftovers from their previous life, right? That they're still, in the process of moving away from. So I'm not trying to make any excuses for bad behavior, but I do think we're getting a pretty clear understanding of why this person behaves the way they do, why this person maybe has pulled back a little bit, or what they're going through that might make it feel like your energies aren't completely matched. But when I say that, I mean, there's still a lot of compatibility, and they still do see that, you complement them in beautiful ways. I don't think this person has made up their mind yet, Aquarius. I think they're in the process of that. And, you may need to hold space for them as they go through this transition. But holding space for someone is very different than putting your life on hold. And I also think you have to respect yourself and how long you're going to, watch and wait and see what they decide or how they act or behave. But I think you're in the process of observing, interpreting their behavior. Okay. So their next action towards you is the Two of Swords. So over the next couple of days, maybe even the next week, they're going to be holding back a little bit. All right. And we see the Six of Wands. I think this is them recharging their energy, finding their footing. I mean, I do think this person wants victory. They want success. They want coming together, but I still think they need a little bit more time. And like I said, it's up to you, Aquarius, to decide how much time is too much before you move on, or before you force the issue. Not to say that you have to force the issue, but before you I don't know, give them an ultimatum or come in and ask them directly, what they want, because your energy is so high vibrational. And I don't see their energy necessarily as low vibrational. I just see them in this sort of rocky transition, which makes everything seem a little bit clear. And we do have that this person has a block, or they're holding back a little bit. All right. So advice and guidance, please, for my Aquarius. Dark night of the soul. This is a powerful and uncomfortable evaluation of your life. I don't think this is your energy. I think this is for your person, because we see the Tower and the Eight of Cups. So I'm going to read this as this is what's happening to this person. This is a powerful and uncomfortable evaluation of your life, your purpose, your relationships, and begins the unveiling of the new you. I mean, holy smokes, that's this person's energy. Nourishment. I feel this is for you. I think this is also what your person is doing or needs to do, but your body, mind, and soul are sacred. Feed yourself only that which nourishes you in the most healthy way possible. All right. And Spirit's also telling you to pay attention to the signs and synchronicities. The universe is communicating to you through numbers, symbols, and other signs. Watch for them as they hold a deeper meaning for your life. All right, Aquarius, I do hope these messages help. I'm sending you so much love and light. Take care.